Rich Morris from The Singing Drummer here. So I haven't done a video in a while. Been quite busy. I've tried to do some videos, but they never really came out. Still got to get back on to doing some singing drum covers. But I'll tell you, living in a 1938 house that you are slowly remodeling room by room or floor by floor, it can be a little bit difficult. But let me show you what the next project is, and maybe you'll understand why it's taken me so long to get videos. So I inherited this piano, the what we call the Morris family piano. Long, super long story about this piano, but basically, in a nutshell, a great grandparent, something like that, back in the 1800s, moved out west from somewhere in Kentucky, wound up in Washington State, which then I moved down to Kentucky for a few years. My dad made me move it down there. And then unfortunately my dad passed away, and I ended up having to move the piano back up to Washington State / Oregon, where I now live, and put it in our house, much to my wife's chagrin, because you can see how big it is, and I'm literally standing across the room from it. I can't get any further away from it. It takes up a large portion of the room. And I always told my wife this was going to go downstairs. Well, let me show you the staircase. Now again, we are remodeling the house, so the staircase still has yet to be done. We've done a bunch of work. We actually changed the rake of that to match the staircase, because you used to bump your head right along there. I don't care if you were 5 foot tall, it didn't matter. It was really low. So we raised that up, and we're moving upstairs, but there's still not enough room to stuff a piano down the staircase and then turn a corner. And let me show you where we plan, or how we plan on getting the piano into the basement. So this is in effect my wife's art room in the basement. I have absconded with all of this space for my purposes. And we put in the huge window to slide a piano through, and I'll get into that later. But once we said, well, we got this huge window to put a piano through, it lets so much light into the basement. She wanted to have that for a place to do art, which you can see. We've got our little art table there, and she's got some sketches on there that are kind of covered up right now. But so we also use this as a guest room. That's a fold-out couch. And the piano is supposed to go right there. There's barely enough room. These fantastic curtains that she made me. There's barely enough room for the bed here to open up and still have a piano there. So let me show you. You can kind of see what we're dealing with outside. Let me run outside and I'll show you that. So you can kind of start to see my dilemma. I've got to basically stand the piano. I can stand in the sunshine. Stand the piano up out here like this. Tilt the piano like this, or maybe even like this, and then slide it through the window into there. Yeah. So you can kind of see my dilemma. But we've got some ideas, and I have to build basically a structure, a ramp of sorts, that I can take the piano out the front room, out the front door, down 3 steps, around the side of the house, across the grass, which I'm gonna have to get some plywood to make kind of a floor, I guess, and then some ramps to tilt the piano back onto, in which then it would slide down into the basement, and we could stand it up and put it in its place. Yeah, so easy peasy, huh? So let me show you what the idea that I have in mind. Let's take a look. So here's what we got going on. This is a design program called Libre, which I used decades ago back when I started doing design work. And it's fine, it'll work. But what I've got here is there's the steps outside, just kind of cut away. Right here, this area here, those are the steps outside. And I figured I would take some 2x6s and build a support. Now obviously I don't have all the supports in there, I'm just like looking at the angles. So this is the window opening here. And this big brown box is the piano. So basically some 2x6s up over the windowsill so we don't damage the windowsill. There's going to be a little bit of a gap there, and all the glass actually comes out of the window that we bought. And we should be able to tilt that piano, back, lay it on the skids, start sliding it down. I don't want to be the one who's standing down here waiting for that piano to come down here, and then once it gets down there, we'll stand it up. So that's like the next project. That's like my summertime project, Try Not to Kill Yourself, Richie, moving the piano into the basement. So there will probably be some videos coming for that. And if you have any ideas, matter of fact, if you think this is a terrible idea, please let me know. Because you know what? The channel's called The Singing Drummer. I don't even really play piano. I play a little bit. It's supposed to end up going to a family member after I pass. And it could be, if I try to do this move, that passing might come earlier than I'd wished for. So anyway, if you'd like to watch the progress of that, hit subscribe, hit the little ring notification, and come along as we try to figure out how to get a 100-and-something-year-old piano down into a almost 100-year-old basement. Sound like a plan? Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Check out my items that I use down here in the studio on Amazon. Every time that somebody buys, it really helps out a lot because I end up needing cords and other things like that. And when you guys purchase off of those Amazon links, I actually get a little bit of a kickback, and it doesn't cost you anything at all, nothing extra, but I get a little kickback from Amazon, which affords me to be able to buy batteries and cables and things like that I need. All right, so if you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it. So have a great day. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.